Good to see you all. Hope everyone's having a good day. My name's Mike, and for some reason, Zoom didn't want to let me in, and it's probably my fault, but that's okay. We can see a few of you on, which is nice. So we're just going to talk briefly about how to make friends at university, and I will explain a little bit about who I am and why I'm talking about this topic. Then I've got a few little thoughts of things that I've learned over the past couple of years. I've been at Hope for 8 years now, which is a very long time. And then I'll go on to a little bit more of the practical details that picks up some of the questions that you might have. And then what I would love is if you have any questions that I haven't answered, if you can put them in the chat, that would be brilliant. So just be thinking about questions, and I think Mel's just said that Laura will collate all the questions so you can send them through.
Yeah, if you just pop them in the Q&A function, then I'll have a look and we can talk about them.
Perfect. So great. I'll explain who I am and why I am talking to you about this, because that's important to know. So my name is Mike. I'm from Liverpool. I was born and raised in Anfield. I'm a Liverpool Football Club fan. You could hear the roar of the stadium from where I lived for many years when the goals went in, which was always good fun. And then just recently, I share a season ticket with my mum. How cute's that? So me and my mum, we share a season ticket and we get to go to the games. Haven't been to many over the past year because of obviously everything that's gone on. But we're looking forward to a new season. I am married and I've got 3 kids. Would you believe it? Wow. So I know I only look 12, but I'm a bit older than that. And I've been at Hope for 8 years and I've done a variety of different jobs at Hope. But what I've done for the past 6 years is I've coordinated all of the social events at the university, and I'm also a chaplain. And if you don't have a chaplaincy where you are or where you've been, it's faith and social support for students. So I'll explain a little bit more about what that is later on when we talk about the different things available at Hope. But first, like I said, I've been here for 8 years and I've learned a thing or two along the way. I've seen lots of freshers come, lots of parents drop people off, lots of grandparents, lots of siblings, and arrivals day is an amazing day. You see, people arriving with one bag, people arriving with several cars full of stuff, people who have been to Asda and bought their toaster and whatever it is. I'm sure you're getting ready to come to university and you're planning out what you're going to buy. Maybe you're moving from a long way away, or maybe you're just around the corner. You're moving into halls, or maybe you're staying at home. We've seen it all. And there's 3 things that I just want to share really briefly about the successful people I have seen arriving at university. So the first thought for you today is successful people know who they are. So you've got a lot of questions about uni, potentially, what it's going to be like. Maybe you've watched movies about university and you've seen what goes on, or you've heard stories from friends or whatever it is. But for whatever reason, there's a lot of different opinions about what goes on, and people hear about initiations and Freshers Week and all these kind of things, and maybe you're excited about that or maybe you're nervous about that. But really, who knows what it's going to be like, because we don't know who is going to be in your class. We don't know who is going to be on your course or in your halls. There's a lot of unknowns, and instead of focusing on the unknowns and getting a little bit worried, successful people who I've seen come to university, I have seen people come knowing who they are. So just a challenge to you. Do you know who you are before you come? Do you know what you like? Do you know what you're interested in? Do you know what you do want to do, what you don't want to do? Because really, it's only you who can decide that. You can arrive and you can be open for lots of different things, or you may be feeling quite nervous or quite worried. But really, a successful key to making friends or being a successful person at university is having a little bit of an understanding of who you are. You don't have to be anything special or be anyone who you've not been your whole life. You just have to have a little decision about who you want to be, and that will help you navigate all the decisions that you have to make in the first couple of weeks of uni. So you might want to ask yourself a little bit, who you are. Aristotle, should we quote Aristotle? That makes me sound posh. Aristotle says that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And I think that that's a great place to start. You know, you're not going to be a radically different person when you arrive. You're still going to be you, and you know what works and what doesn't work for you. So just be confident in that. So the first key to being a good person at uni is knowing who you are. Then the second key is showing who you are. Come on now, that rhymes. Let's go. Show who you are. University is an amazing opportunity for you to do great things, and people come from different walks of life, all over the world, in fact, big colleges, tiny schools, homeschool, who knows your journey to get to where you are. But the great thing about university is there are so many opportunities for you to show who you are. Maybe you've always felt like a bit of an odd bod, or no one quite gets what you like, or you've had to pretend to like football the past couple of weeks because everyone's talking about it, but you really don't care. Like, I don't know what your interests are or aren't, but chances are at university you will find somebody else that shares the same interest as you. And it's a really amazing thing. We'll talk about it in a few more minutes about societies and all of the things on offer there. But uni is a great opportunity for you to show who you are. There are finances available through the student union. There's resources available through the university for you to explore all of your interests, whether it's through your course or through your social life, which is what we're kind of majoring on in this chat. But there are plenty of opportunities for you to show who you are. We have bands that form at university that have gone on to do great things. We've had stand-up comedy nights where people have done a course, they've never done comedy before, they've learned a little set, they've stood up and they've delivered that. Some were good, some probably shouldn't do comedy again, but do you know what? It was worth a try. We've got sports that are available for people, sports you've never even heard of, like Gaelic, unless you come from Ireland, and then you definitely heard of it. But there's lots of different things for you to do that you've maybe never done before. So just to encourage you, when you get here, you will have an opportunity to show who you are. So know who you are, show who you are, and then the final thought is, come on now, grow who you are. So you're going to get a chance to develop, and what you're going to do next is you're going to transition into the next part of your life. Again, whether you're 18 and you're just joining us, or whether you're retraining and you're 45 years old, it doesn't matter. University is a transitional time, and it's an opportunity for you to change things. And transition is always difficult. It's always a challenge. And transitioning friendships, maybe you're moving out of a job, maybe you're moving cities. We're all changing by coming to university. So that is a transition. And any transition is nerve-wracking, and it can be full of worry or anxiety or fear. Maybe you're feeling some of those thoughts, and that's okay. But Eric Butterworth, whoever he is, I just Googled it. He said, don't just go through life, grow through life. And that's a decision that you can make, that you're not just going to go through these next 3 or 4 years, whatever it is. You're not just going to coast through them and get by, but you're going to grow through them. You're going to take every opportunity to become a better person, to challenge who you are, to be brave, to get out there and become the person that you want to be. And that's why you've chosen to come to university, to better yourself and to help yourself. So over the course of my many years here, I have seen wonderful people arrive and be themselves and have a great time at university. So if you're worried about having to be someone different, don't. I've seen people come and flourish. They've become artists, designers, bakers, whatever it is. It's been incredible. People have arrived and shown who they are. And then one of the best parts of our year is graduation. And it's when we all come together as a community and we applaud the wonderful growth that's happened over the past couple of years. And we don't just applaud people for their degrees, but people win all kinds of community engagement awards. We run the SALA program, which I'm sure someone will tell you about, or I can tell you about in another minute. There's lots that goes on that isn't just about your degree. there's lots of growing to be done. So graduation, whatever, if it's 1 year, if you're in MA, or 2 years or 3 or 4, however long your course is, we're looking forward to celebrating with you at the end all of the wonderful growth that's happened and the person that you are now to go out and transform the world and make it a better place. So that's a little snapshot of people I've seen who have been successful. And I'll just talk for a few more minutes about the practicalities of what that looks like, what the university offers, the support that we offer, and what your first few weeks of uni will look like. So I know you've probably got a lot of questions, and I will do my best to explain, and then we'll do some questions. So keep your questions coming in. If you haven't got any, why don't you write a question now? I'll give you a question break. You can write one. Even if I'm going to cover it, it's okay. Just ask away. All of you who are in the chat, and more people arriving as we go. So if you've just arrived, my name's Mike. Great to meet you all on a webinar. And I'm going to explain a little bit now about the next couple of weeks. So you will arrive at university. We plan Freshers Week, which is really exciting. We have 3 campuses at Hope. We have Hope Park, we have the Creative Campus, and we have Egbert Park. So you will be on one of those campuses. We plan events across all 3. And we put events on with lots of different teams. So we've got the Residential Life team. If you're staying in halls, you will have an SRT, which is a senior resident tutor. They live in the halls, and they're your after hours support, as well as our wonderful domestic and security staff. We've got the Student Union, who are there to look after your interests as students and help you with lots of legal things that I don't know very much about, but the fun things as well, they help you with, and they have all of the societies, and we'll get onto that in a second. But we all club together. International department, we've got people arriving from the 4 corners of the world, hopefully, if we're all on the green list or whatever list exists in September, who knows. So we've got people arriving from all over. We all sit around the table and we all plan an amazing week of events for everybody, whoever's come into uni, whatever they may need. We sit down, we put this on, we publish a big wall calendar, and then it gets sent to you via an email before you arrive, and then you get a printout when you're here. So it's all branded under Hope Social. So the first thing you can do is you can find Hope Social Liverpool on Instagram, Facebook, and it's on our website, hope.ac.uk/Hope Social. And on there are all of the details of all of the social events all of the year. So it's the one-stop shop for social events that you need to find. So you can follow us on Insta, like us on Facebook, bookmark us on the website, so you always know what's going on. But when you arrive, you'll get a printout, lots of information on there about the events that are happening. And you can come along. It's all free, or if there's a charge, it's only a small charge for some of the bigger things, maybe. I know that there's wristband events. A lot of people want to know about wristband events. The Student Union has an Instagram page and a Facebook page, and that is the only place where the official information about wristband events will be posted. There are lots of people trying to scare you and tell you to buy their wristband, and they're going to sell out. It's okay. They don't sell out. You can get your wristband in good time. Don't worry. It's all okay. So keep an eye on the Student Union. I think it's at Liverpool Hope SU or something. You can find it. And when you're on there, they will release information about the wristband when that's ready. So don't worry. So that's your Welcome Week. One of the biggest or most important events in Welcome Week is the Freshers Fair. The Freshers Fair is the place where you can go to find out everything about the university, societies, external organizations. You get your free donut from Amazon, you know, whatever it is that they're giving away. Domino's Pizza always give away pizza, and you fill your bag with pens and stress balls and that kind of thing. It's a really fun event, and it's designed for you to give your email address to lots of people, and they can contact you about what they're doing and all those wonderful things. So every society that's running, the reason why I say that is societies don't always run every year. If there's people who finish or graduate and there's no one to take it on, then they won't be running this year. So the list on the website is probably an accurate list of what existed last year, and we won't really know what societies are existing this year until it happens. So the Student Union Freshers Fair is where you'll go to find out all the information about societies. Societies are groups of students that want to meet around a particular theme, topic, or sport. So there are course societies, there are educational societies, there are impact societies, which are looking to change and transform areas of social justice or human interests, and then there are sports teams and anywhere in between. So there's lots of amazing things for you to do. You can sign up at the Freshers Fair, so make sure you find out where that is, you come down and you sign up. And my advice would be to sign up to as many societies as possible. Just sign up to everything and try everything, and who knows. And then in January, we run a refreshers fair where we do it all again, because you've probably not been to half of them and forgotten one thing or another. So you get another chance in January to get reminded about what's going on. So if you don't sign up in September or October or whenever it is, if you don't sign up, don't worry, you'll get another chance, and you can always just email the SU. So that's Freshers Fair. Then I just want to tell you two other things. So if you arrive and you're finding life a little bit tough, or it's a big change, or I don't know, lots of things happen. Sometimes, you know, things we don't see or things we don't predict, stuff happens and you need help. We have a whole department in our university, student support and wellbeing, who are dedicated to helping you as the student. We run drop-in sessions every day. They're on a first come, first serve basis. You can sign up to see a mental health professional, a learning support professional, I think that's about it, or finance as well. And you can sit down with somebody and then they'll talk to you, they'll listen to what's going on, and they'll be able to help you access your next steps. We have counsellors employed by the university full-time that see people on a daily basis. We've got learning support teams. If you have a learning support need, then if you let the university know before you come, we'll create a learning support plan for you before you start any sessions. You'll be fully supported with your specific needs. There is so much support available to you. There are so many trained and excellent staff wanting to help you settle into university, access your studies, access your learning environments. Whatever you need, you just need to ask. So you just need to let us know and we can help in every way possible. So there are trained and professional people available to you. And then the chaplaincy is a informal support service. So if you're just feeling a bit homesick, which is very common, happens to everybody, you find people, you know, having a little cry by the toilets on their first week because they miss the gran or the dog or whatever it is. It's mainly dogs actually that people miss the most rather than humans. So if you can smuggle your dog, do it, but don't tell them I said that, because you're not allowed dogs on campus. So unless they help you in a professional capacity, and then you are allowed dogs on campus. So come, if you're feeling upset or if you're feeling whatever, then the chaplaincy have an informal drop-in service where you can just come and say hi. We have a chaplain presence at Creative Campus and Hope Park, and in the evenings at Egbert. So we're on every campus. You can just come and say hello, and there's a nice friendly cup of tea waiting for you. And then we can help you with any other services that you may need. And saying that, not just the chaplaincy, pretty much every member of staff at Hope would do the same thing. So if you bump into anyone, just, you know, ask help. We're all here to help. We're all on standby in the first couple of weeks to point people in the right direction. You'll see lots of people wearing red fleeces. They're student ambassadors, and they're students who are just like you, but they've come on to help the university at Welcome Week, and they'll be able to tell you all the useful information that you need. So for me, I think that's kind of lots of me talking to you about all of the various things. I'm sure there are one or two questions. Laura, what do you think?
So the main thing that I struggled with when I came was I came a little bit late to the uni. And I had in my head that like everybody else was making friends and I didn't seem to be. How would you advise people kind of get over that step? Because of course it does eventually happen, but sometimes it can feel like everybody else already is best friends with the people they live with. And sometimes it doesn't happen immediately for everyone. So what would you
Yeah,
say kind of your advice would be on that?
I think it's a really, really valid point. I think it's like answering that is you could answer it in a number of different ways depending on the circumstance. And I think if people live in halls, that they've got a very small group of people that they get on with really fast, and sometimes it goes really well, sometimes it doesn't go so well, but most of the time it goes really well. Um, and if your course has got lots of practicals, then you can spend a bit of time, with people that way. What I would say is two things. Number one, everybody thinks everyone else is better friends than you are, if that's a sentence. Like, we all think other people are a lot more confident than we are. We all think everyone else is doing better than we are. And I think we have to understand everyone is feeling the same thing. Like, everyone is nervous, everyone is trying to figure out whether they fit into the group or that kind of thing. And I think just take the pressure off yourself. Like, think relationships and friendships take time, and you've been with people that you've been with for years if you went to the same school and college, and you'll be moving on, and that took time. If everyone remembers their first day of year 7 and how squeaky and awkward everybody was, and then it all goes well in the end. So take the pressure off yourself. You will be okay, you will make friends, but it might take a bit of effort. That's what I'm going to say. Sometimes you got to just put yourself out there. You got to just go to basketball. If you're the shortest person on the team or whatever it is, you just got to go somewhere, do something, be brave, put yourself out there. Don't expect people to come knocking on your door and, inviting you out all the time, because that might happen, but, you could end up waiting a long time and nobody knocks. So I think join a society. See, we do the £1 lunch in the chaplaincy, but I hope we can do it in September. There's no reason why we shouldn't, but I just hesitant to say that it will happen. But we do moments like that throughout the week where anyone can come and meet people. So, keep an eye out on your freshers calendar for like mixes or open events, and get yourself there. Be brave, be there, say hello to someone, and you'll never know, you might make a friend. So that would be my advice.
That's great advice. I would say the same thing. Like, I kind of, when I first came, I was like, because I was quite new and it felt like I was a couple of weeks behind. But then I joined musical theatre, and that was kind of the start for me, is when I saw that other people were like kind of like the same thing that I did, and
Yeah.
it really was the start. I would say I would agree to definitely join some type of society, even if it's just kind of, we've got ones where people go to like every coffee shop in a certain area, just to get out and get to know people. It is really kind of beneficial in the first few weeks, because it can feel a little bit odd meeting all these people but not really knowing anyone. But yeah, I would say that that's good advice. If anybody else has any more questions, any kind of burning things they want to know about how to kind of get the best out of university, how to kind of make friends, anything like that, the Q&A function is there if you kind of want to pop any questions in. Me and Mike are kind of here to kind of answer any questions you've got. I'm trying to think of anything else I would ask when I was first coming. In terms of like when you first come, a lot of events can seem very like going out and alcohol based.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive drinker. So sometimes it can feel in Freshers Week a little bit kind of everything's about going out. How would you kind of get over that if, say, for like religious reasons or personal reasons, drinking wasn't for you?
Yeah, I think it's one of the misconceptions about coming to uni that everything's like an American frat party, and I think that's what people are a bit worried about. And what we do as a university, so the wristband events that lots of people want to go to, they're all in town and they're all in clubs. So obviously you can go to a club and drink, water or Red Bull or whatever, it doesn't have to be alcohol. But I get that environment is not, appealing to lots of people. It's, some people want to be in bed by 11 o'clock. That's just how people roll. So, you don't have to go. You don't have to go to the wristband events. So what we do is we provide events on our spaces before 11 o'clock for people that want to come and do something fun. They're in a bar space. At Creative Campus, it's more of a cafe, and then Egbert, it's just like a social room. So it doesn't revolve around alcohol at all. Like, all of our events are fun, exciting, but no drinking games or anything, no nonsense like that on university property. So it's all good fun. So I wouldn't worry, and you'll find people that are the same as you, that want to do the same thing that you want to do, and you'll find people that want to go out all the time. And I think each to their own. I think that's just a part of figuring out who you want to be. So don't worry, you'll be okay.
Lovely.
Do you know what? I've just answered all their questions, haven't I? That's the thing.
It's been so thorough that every question's been answered before they've even had the chance to ask.
What can I say? It's all good. What advice I would give people is keep an eye on all the emails that the uni sends you and all the information that they give you. Like, it can seem overwhelming because it's a lot, but there's some really important information in there about support and about events. So if you keep your eyes peeled, and if you get a little notebook and write some stuff down, or whatever it is, however you process information, I would really encourage you to do that, because there's lots there, and you'll be so surprised. We get a year into your degree, or a year and a half, and people are like, "Oh, I never knew we had a finance team." And like, we do. We have a whole team that can help you budget, that can help you with financial hardship if any issues come your way. We have an employment team if you want to get a job when you join university. There are so many dedicated teams that will help you through your university life and prepare you for graduating and entering the world. So just take advantage of it all. As soon as you get there, start thinking about, CV, whatever it is. It's never too early to start planning for your future. So, make the most of it.
Lovely. So yeah, that's been great. Thanks very much, Mike.
No problem.
You've been very thorough, and I found it very interesting. So if anybody's got any questions that kind of don't pop into the head now, you can email the inquiry email. So it's inquiry@hope.ac.uk. And then we can put you in touch with kind of the right department. Any kind of information you need about making friends, we'll be able to get you in touch with the right people. So thanks very much for joining today, Mike.
No problem.
It's been great. So that pretty much brings us to the end of the session. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming. I hope this has been helpful and to kind of ease your worries about making friends at uni. And yeah, as Meg said, keep your eye out for all the kind of different emails and things that pop up on social media and stuff, just so you're kind of clued in for when it comes.